Let me tell you one secret. There is nothing sweet on earth than that money that gets into your pocket passively, meaning you have not made any call, you have not been involved actively. It is just your money somewhere making you some cash. And that is what we call the passive income, aka baby money. And on this video, I'm going to take you through and show you exactly how can you make 20,000 Kenyan shillings as your passive income. And by the way, if you're watching this video from outside the Kenya, maybe you're watching this video from South Africa. And by the way, I have a lot of fans from South Africa, Zambia, Nigeria, West Africa, whatever the place, you guys, guess what? This is equivalent to like $200. All right, let's get into the business and see exactly how can you exactly do this. And this video, I'm going to share with you the practical things that you can be able to do and make that scam cheese, okay? Watch this video to the end. And by the way, if you're watching me for the first time, or if you've been watching me and you don't like my videos, meaning like you just watch the end and you don't even hit that like button, come on, why are you doing that? Hit that like button and also make sure that you subscribe, because I always upload a video each and every day. So let's get in the business now. Here we are. Now, before I even tell you exactly what you can be able to do to make this amount of money, obviously we are of different types of people, and I've actually tried to categorize people into the three categories. We have the person A, B, and C. So whichever the person you fit in, you go pick that one and you can actually go ahead and do something about it, okay? Let's get into the business. Now, the first thing that you're supposed to understand, our target is 20,000 Kenyan shillings, or simply $200. Okay, you may decide to aim this per month, you may decide to aim this per year, whichever the time. The fact remains, has to be a passive income. Person A. Now, this is an individual who do not have any existing portfolio. What does it mean? You have not invested. You actually earn zero passive income. You have nothing. Nothing. Is only that what you usually get paid after engaging yourself in an activity. You see, by the way, let me tell you one secret. There are two types of ways of making money. It's either actively or passively. Actively is when you are employed, where you exchange your expertise and time and then you're paid. And then passively is when you do nothing. For example, if you put your money into shares, stocks, index fund, balance fund, equity fund, rates, and all those kind of areas, you do nothing. You make no calls and money gets in. Treasury bills and bonds, okay? Now, that is passive income. Now, let's get to the business. So this is person A, does not have any existing portfolio of income. Now, how exactly do this person can actually manage to get this money? But this person, yes, does not have an existing passive income, but the dude is earning. You're earning, you're getting paid, be it either weekly, monthly, daily, whatever the time you earn, okay? Now, see, what happens is that if you can manage to set aside a certain fraction of your money in terms of the saving, because what you do if you do not have an existing portfolio of income, now the only thing you can do is to create it. Remember one thing, money is not just thing that you just get from nowhere, okay? You create that portfolio of income. Now you have to understand, okay, from what perspective do you want to create this portfolio of income? Do you want to use the investment route, which gets you a little bit longer period of time before you get this passive income? Or do you want to go the business route, which actually sort of takes you a short period of time compared to passive income, or rather investments, but has a little bit of risk, you know, is 1, 2, 3, you know. So it gets to understand exactly which, you know, because there are only two vehicles you can achieve this money in a passive way. Either you go the business way, of which you have to employ people. Again, you have to make some calls. So obviously businesses may not be part of the discussion. So if you want to go this and be able to achieve that amount of money, obviously if you earn, then you ought to save a certain particular amount of money. Let's say maybe you can part ways with 20 Gs at the end of the month as your savings. Now, this cash can actually be directed towards an investment plan, a plan that is giving you 12%. Well, in my country, Kenya, we have variety of things that can give you even more than this. By the way, in our country, more than, you know, a lot of companies can give you 13, 14, sometimes even 15, sometimes even to 16%. Those are money market fund companies. They can give you this percentage in terms of return. You can go to the treasury bills. Right now, as you speak, in treasury bills are ranging from 16.7, 16.8, close to, yeah, 16 point, close to even 17%. Okay, now those are areas where you can be able to put this money. So if maybe let's say they give you 16% plus minus the deductions in terms of the taxes and what have you, remain with like say 13%. So if you were to channel 10,000 each and every month towards an investment that is giving you 13% per annum, that's a very sweet amount of money. It's going to take you like 3 to 4 years. You create that portfolio of investment whereby the 20 Gs will just coming in into your pocket without you engaging in any way actively. Okay, so if you exist in that portfolio of investment whereby you have no portfolio, you are earning, you can save a little bit of amount of money. By the way, when I say 10,000, does not mean necessarily it has to be 10,000. Maybe you do not have the capacity to save this 10,000, or maybe you have a big capacity, you can even save double of this amount of money. Remember one thing: whenever we say we want to make money passively, it involves a huge amount of money invested for you to do what? To make that target. Why? Because in investments we say they usually have what? A low returns, because they usually have what? A low risks. So you have to differentiate those two terms, okay? So if you want to make something good out there, then you have to go. For example, I have a friend of mine who has a portfolio of 3.8 million in a money market fund. Right now is making close to 43,000 Kenyan shillings at the end of the month. Yeah, you may say that's a lot of money put in a money market fund, but there's one thing that you forget. He does nothing about it. Each and every month, over 40,000 gets in. Come on. So would you choose, and this is what I always tell people, would you choose to take your money, go build some rentals with 3.8 million? That will get you like 5 units, maybe let's say 5 units, or maybe if you go a little bit higher, maybe 6 units of one bedroom, and then you rent that units, maybe let's say average at 7,000. So if you build 6 units of one bedroom, then you rent at 7,000. That's like 42,000. You have not paid the tax yet. Hello, you have not paid the tax. So, and if you assume throughout the year, there will be a full 100% occupancy. Come on, what does it tell you? It tells you that there is a group of people that is emerging. They are viewing life differently from how the old people back then used to view it. There are some individuals who don't even want to build some rentals. They can put this money into MMFs. They can put this money, let's just call it the soft assets, and they are making way clean cash. All right? So it's a thing that you can think about it. I know you may like, okay, 3 minutes are quite a lot. It's not. Put it that on the ground and build some rentals. That is exactly how you earn that passive income. Or by the way, you can go the real estate way if you have that capacity to do so, and you can be making that passive income. All right. Although rentals has a little bit of moving parts, you have like to maybe get called by clients. And see, we were looking at areas whereby you just put your money, you do nothing about it. Anyway, that is person A. Let's go to person B. See, person B now. This guy has an existing portfolio. But this guy is making way less that amount of money, all right? And now you're looking forward into pumping into more money, because we always say your output is actually determined by what you put in. It's like we always say giggle. All right. So the point is, you see, you have an existing portfolio. Maybe you've been watching my videos and you're out there and I've been talking about investment and you took an action. But that thing that you did take an action, well, you're sort of lazy, or maybe say you're not having the motivation that is required. So you're making way less than that. Okay. You're making less or nothing. So if you're making less or nothing, it means then you have to pump in more money so that at least you can be able to do what. And by the way, I know you'll be like, okay, what exactly am I talking about? I'm talking about money market fund. I'm talking about index fund. I'm talking about stocks or shares, depends on how you call them. I'm talking about equity fund. I'm talking about bond fund. I'm talking about things to do with like treasury bills, treasury bonds, and all those kind of circles. In Kenya, we have things called circles. So those are just but examples of areas where you can be put. And by the way, talk of circles in Kenya, provided you pick a circle that is stable, regulated by SASRA, you can be able to make a profit or maybe an interest rate on the share capital of up to 15% interest out there. All right. Now expand on the existing portfolio of investment. And the other thing, there are 3 things that you can be able to do so that at least you can achieve these things. We always say you have to sell either goods, you have to do your services, or maybe you have to do what? To do the investments. The goods way, by the way, let me tell you one secret. I'm not trying to squeeze some things into you. The point is, how can you make this 20,000 and does not disrupt what you usually do day-to-day activities? If you can find a goods that you can be able to sell, maybe be it either online. For example, in Kenya, you can be able to open sell on Jumia. Yeah, that is a platform in Kenya. It's like our Amazon, it's like our eBay or something of sort. And I understand Jumia is not only Kenyan thing. I bet it's like all over in Africa. So you can be able to go ahead and open a platform where you can sell with these people, and then be actively on social media. You post those links and tell people, if you want this, you can get this, click here, and all those kind of things called like affiliate marketing. Then you can direct them to that specific place. Then they can be able to buy those goods, and you're making some cash. The other thing is services. services. Say maybe you're a teacher, maybe say you're a yoga teacher, maybe say you're a software engineer, maybe you can do some software development, you can do web designing, you can do graphic designing, you can do some online writing, you can do some what we call annotations and all those kind of things. So those are the services you offer. You exchange them and then they give you the cash. And you can be able to pick maybe let's say some hours whereby you can do some development and then you can be able to go ahead and sell those services. The other thing is about investments. Obviously, that one I've talked previously on the person A, and let's now go to the person B. Now, this individual here doesn't have a portfolio, there is no monthly income, but the guy has a capital somewhere saved, which is making him or her nothing. And now he's looking forward. Hey, you don't want to risk the money. For example, say at this particular category, we say the guy maybe don't want to what? To risk the cash. Therefore, it means that the guy is asking you, hey, I got some, maybe let's say I have like 300,000 Kenyan shillings in my bank savings, and I don't want to risk that amount of money. Well, I'm so much inclined to business, but I don't mind if you can get somewhere where I can put this money and be making me some passive income. So therefore, you can take that. You know, the most discouraging thing is when somebody calls me and tells me, hey, Joseph, I have like 300,000 and I'm really struggling. I really want to reach 400,000. And I do not know what I can do. How can I get the extra 100,000? And you ask them, okay, I get you. So you said you have 300,000, okay. Okay, so you want to get 400, okay. So you're missing 100, okay. So what are you doing with the existing 300 for you to achieve that target? It's just saved. You see, I told you I want one. See, come on. It's like having a tool somewhere, and I love giving this example. It's like having a tool somewhere that it's like getting somebody in a garden, like sort of plowing or something of sort, and they are not using that as a specific thing that they ought to use when they are plowing. And then you ask them, why are you plowing using maybe let's say a stick or whatever the thing is, and yet you have a tool that you can use. I'm saving it for the. It doesn't work that way. So if you have that 300,000, obviously you can put it on go. It can be making you some cash. Can also help you to achieve that target as you move to the next level. All right. Now the point here is this. Fine. I understand. Maybe you're busy. Maybe you're just trying to accumulate a lot of money and something. Also, maybe you have a trusted source of income. It's okay. You can rely on that. But if you totally at zero, you're not making anything. You only have that, and you have this target. Then you can actually think of using that what you have to get that what you do not have. That's why I said in life you ought to have a certain percentage of risk deep inside of you. If you are risk averted at all the time, you think of risk, and then you feel like you don't even make the first step, then that's the worst thing that you can ever do. So if you have that amount of money lying in a bank, making you nothing, actually not making you nothing, yeah, that money is getting lost. Why? On through what we call the inflation. Depends on the inflation of your country. In Kenya, is around 6.8. Wow, I know you may think it's high, by the way. We used to have 9.61, but anyway, whatever, it is what it is. So the point is this now. If you have that kind of money somewhere, you can pick all what we've been discussing all the way from person A to the last person, and you can be able to channel that money and be able to make some cash out of that specific thing. The point is this is what I'm going to leave you with. Never have an idle money in your pocket. Never have an idle money in a bank. Always take that money. And it's good to visit that bank. Ask them, what are the other options in terms of the bank accounts that they have there? You know, it's quite amazing, or it's quite an irony that you have money lying idle in a bank, and yet that bank has a money market fund. You have that bank has a gold account, or maybe they have a thing that you can at least put your money out to them, and at least is earning you some interest. You see, those are the nitty-gritties that you're supposed to consider before picking any option out there. So anyway, guys, guess what? That is just but examples of things that you can be able to do and earn this amount of money. Number one, it's the target. Identify the target. Number two, ask yourself, which category do you fall under these people? If you have no existing, you have a source of income, channel a certain percentage of money. Be it that maybe you can manage 2,000, maybe you can manage 10, maybe you can manage 20. So the higher amount of money you can manage to save and invest it, the higher, or the faster you'll be able to at least reach a certain investment portfolio that can earn you this amount of money. You can say it's per year, you can say it's per month. Obviously, if you want it per month, it means that you have to a little bit up your game in terms of how much you actually invest out there. All right. B, if you do not have any portfolio, but you have, or rather if you have a portfolio, but you do not make as much with that money, or you make nothing out of it, then use the same similar procedure for you to achieve that specific thing. So those are just but examples of the things that you can be able to do so that at least you can achieve that portfolio of investment that is making you a passive income of 20,000 Kenya shillings, which is very much possible. All right. Wow. That's marked the end of my video. But don't forget this: if you'd like to get a tailored information or customized information, meaning where you and me, we have a conversation, you tell me how you, or you ask me how you can actually build your portfolio based on how you earn, always pick that number of mine from the description of this specific video. We can have conversation. Obviously, for my services, I charge a cup of coffee's price, meaning it's quite affordable. All right, now for now, make sure that you hit that like button, comment down below, and make sure that you subscribe to this channel. For now, it's a goodbye. See you in the next one.